It's Dawn. I am playing with paper today, and I was just kind of fooling around with a couple ideas, and I thought I'd turn the camera on. Um, this was my original concept, which is if you squint, you can probably see a chicken. It's not glued down, as you can see, but this paper is 5 by 5, so I cut 1 inch squares, and cut some of them in half to create the triangles and the beak. And but I like doing postcards. And postcards are 4 by 6, so 5 by 5 isn't going to quite work. So I thought, all right, well, can I maybe shrink it down? And I thought, well, sure, I can take it down to 2.5 by 2.5, but still I can't quite get it to, because then all I can do is put it here. So then I went, all right, let's do a 2 by 2. Then I could do maybe 4 of the 4 small chickens here, kind of all facing each other or whatever, and then have a little sentiment at the bottom of the postcard. This is really kind of getting way more complicated than I wanted to. I did a pumpkin one last fall that was really cute in a similar paper piecing way. So I was just sitting here and I thought about, I cut up some green ones. I've got orange, I have yellow and of course the red for the here, and I thought, well, let me play around with green because my sister loves green, and she'd be one of the people I'd be sending it to. So I thought I'd just turn the camera on and kind of walk you through my process. But I'm using a little wax stick to pick things up because I'm all thumbs when it comes to this stuff. I am all thumbs. So I'm just kind of messing around with, can I make a 4 by 4 work? And if so, then maybe I could make somehow make a 4 by 6 work, but that's kind of what I'm working on. And I'm just these are 1/2 inch squares, by the way. They're 1/2 inch strips. I just took scraps and cut strips out of my scraps, and not just eyeballed the triangles. It's too much trouble to try to cut triangles any other way in my view. So I just kind of start I lined it up with the blade. I get a pretty good triangle every time when I do it that way, but some people have, square, and I just use my paper trimmer to cut these 1/2 inch strips or 1 inch strips or whatever. But if you've got a punch or something that does that better for you, or you like using a rotary cutter, that's good too. I'm part OCD, but I'm also part get it done, I don't want to drag out a bunch of equipment just to cut up a few things. And this is just a what if kind of moment. So these are called, at least I've always grown up calling these, barn quilts. If you drive around anywhere with a lot of barns, you will see sometimes they're square on, and sometimes they're on an angle like this. And I've always loved barn quilts because of their simplicity of their shapes. And or some people might call them a quilt block, just a single block. But I love messing around with paper to make what I call barn quilts. And it doesn't have scale, it doesn't matter really. But I'm trying to see if I can reduce it down to, instead of an odd number across, because I'm struggling with this 1/2 inch size. I'm not sure if I could shrink this down any further that I could get happy at all about cutting anything smaller. These were already challenging enough to cut with my paper trimmer. Down into the strips are fine, but cutting, for heaven's sakes, cutting the individual squares was a bit more than they're kind of fiddly. That's the only word I have for it, fiddly. All right, so and then this is a little wax stick. You can get it off Amazon. They come in a pack of 10. They're wonderful. They help you pick stuff up and then let it go. All right, so what I'm also doing is doing light to dark, so that as you can see here in the chick, I did the bigger one. It's darker and then it gets lighter, and then of course I've got the half there to represent the beak. And I think the illusion's pretty good. So I need to cut some more red. And if you're like me, you've got a lot of scrap pieces of paper. I just sort mine by color. I get these little envelopes off Amazon, and then I just sort my scraps by color, so that when I need scraps, I have them all void-bibbed. I'm good to go. All right, where did that red one just go? There it is. think I want 2 different ones though. See, I just cut this guy in half, but I personally don't want to use them both. If you don't have a lot of variety in your red scraps or your yellow scraps, you may end up using the same paper over and over again a lot. Just move it around so that it's not next to its brother. And obviously I'm just dry fitting it right now. I call it auditioning. And all right, so we have that. So I'm getting another light green here. And one of the things I noticed when I was cutting up these strips was that some of these papers that I'm not terribly fond of, I'll give you an example. Where did I put him? He's over here. This one. It's like one of those papers, like I bought this paper like, when did I think I was going to use this paper? This is just not me. Some people will be going, yes, I love that paper. But my point is, no matter what the paper, no matter what your like or dislike of it, when you get it down to a 1/2 inch strip, and then I'll grab that paper now, if I can find it. Here we go. And then when you put it in place, you may love it. I'm gonna get you a little closer. Scooch this little guy up. All right, you may absolutely love it by the time you get it in place. Okay, the other thing, word of caution or word of wisdom I can recommend to you is that you squint. If in doubt, if you're not sure if the coloring is right, or take a picture. Either one of those is helpful. All right, so for the beak, what we want, and I'm going to ultimately put some black dots for eyes, just probably with a Sharpie or something. So for the beak, we want the top half to be darker and the bottom half to be lighter. And we want it here, right? Yes, we want it there. And we want that piece dark green. So that's the lighter. And then do I have a dark triangle yet? I don't. Well, that's easy enough. I'll just cut one. Just looking in my tray of cuts to see. This one would be a good cut, I think. All right. There we go. And then to avoid a mess, and I might make that one lighter, I don't know. And I may pull this one out. I may hate it and say, nope, you are not going to be participating in this one. Yeah, I don't think this is light enough. So I'm going to bring you back over here, and I'm going to volunteer you to be the light color. Start at this triangle and then just, this corner rather. Go to that corner. Let's see if that works. And you could use tweezers if you don't have a wax stick or you don't want to get one. Okay, the 4x4 works. I like the 5x5 a little better, but the 4x4 works, so I'm wondering if I can do it on this card. All right, so you go over here, you guys go over here. Let's go back to this guy, and let's go back to, I may have to cut some more paper though, because I don't think I have enough of this bad boy cut. Let's see if we can, ooh, scoochy, scooch, scoochy. Squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeak 'em. All right, chugga, chugga, choo, choo. All right, now I'm going to keep this guy here as reference, because ideally what I want to do is I just want to fill this as much as possible. So maybe I could add some more border at the top. I don't know. And we're going to cut some 1-inch squares again. And let's just start fiddling around with it. So let's do one. So let's do a whole row up here. Is my thought, is to do a whole row of neutral and then start our chick and see if we can get happy with that. Because I really like the 5x5 chick, but I really want to translate the postcard size, you know? So let's turn that one that way. And because these are 4x6, you know, it should work as long as the even number works as well as the odd number. That's all I was kind of going for. I did that. Let's do this paper here. This is a great way to use up scraps, I find, and it's kind of just, oh, did I not do an inch? What did I do? Oh, I did. Well, we'll figure it out later if it's not quite right. No, that's not right. You are rejected. I don't know what's wrong with you, but we'll figure that out later. Are you an inch? You are. Okay. I might have cut something short. I might have cut a strip short. So I'll grab a different strip. Okay, I think I cut 2 of those strip shorts. Okay, strips short. Say that 10 times fast. Alright. Well, then we got to get back into the neutral bucket and pull out some more. Neutral, where are you? Here's some neutral here. Some Tim Holtz. We love him. We love his paper. We're so happy he has paper re-released. Couldn't have happened soon enough. Alright, let's cut up some more of this. And then I think there's another one here, that little swirly guy. I like him a lot too. I'm going to cut some of him up. I don't want anything with a real bold pattern for the neutral because, you know, I don't want it to distract from what we're doing already. And the focus should be on the chick, you know, and on the colors in the chick. And where did that paper go? I think I found it. I cut it up earlier and then I put it away. What was I thinking? But this is just a, it's not necessarily a tutorial, it's just a craft for me because I really don't know how this is going to go. Never done it before. Well, I did the pumpkins last fall, but I didn't know how that was going to go either. And I wasn't doing my YouTube channel last fall. And here's the paper I was looking for. So it's a tone on tone. It's a lovely print. So I'm going to do a strip of 1 inch of this. And I've got my cutter just off screen, obviously. And that way I can grab that. Let's cut a couple of these bad boys. I'm going to need more yellows for sure. And the other thing, I think I mentioned this, but I'll say it again just in case I didn't. I'm going dark up here and working down to light. And I think that is really helpful in the illusion, if you will, of the chicken. So let's put so now let's pretend like that border isn't there, and then we'll start another border here. And this will be this, oops. Okay, now I need to go out again, I guess. So my thought is, this is not a part of the chicken. It's just going to be an extra row. And now we're going to start the chicken here. So we'll go 1, 2. So no, we'll go 1. Then we'll go, because we have to subtract a row. 2. Where's my red? There. Should have had these pre-cut, but I really thought I was going 1/2 inch. But now that I start working on it, no. All right, let's see, where's another one? This one got mangled, but I think I can glue it back. The 1 inch, I don't need the wax stick as much as I do with the 1/2 inches. Man, those guys just really are small. My fingers go, no. All right. Let's finish our neutral. So now we need a red going this way. And I keep this pattern here so that I can just kind of, it's easier to reference. And I probably should have glued this one down, but I just wasn't sure where I was going or how that was going to work. Okay, I need more red. I need more red. I only have 2 reds cut. Well, we can fix that, can't we? And this is another one of those papers that I dig out and I'm like, man, what is this for? And ugh. But when I started cutting it up and putting it in my scrap bucket, because I had a whole pad of this K and Company paper from 3,000 years ago, and I cut it up into something smaller, and then you go, well, I said to myself, this isn't so bad, cut up, and I put it in my red bucket, my red envelope, and now I quite like it. Yeah, so that's that story. All right, I need more neutral. I'm out of neutral again. Yes. All right, it's easy enough. Let's cut this one. No, let's cut this one. So I'm just, again, starting, I kind of not clamp it, but I kind of like start it, and then I just wiggle this top piece until it's on the blade, you know, that tip is on the blade, and then I go, and if it's not quite right, oh well. Let's do this one too. And you could just have 3 neutrals, 3 yellows, and 3 reds, or 2 neutrals, 2 yellows. You don't need a pastel full of each of these colors. You just rotate them. Just don't, and because, see this, they're cut, once they're cut like this, they don't look like the same piece of paper anymore. So, you know, do it. Don't freak. All right. Just following the pattern. Trust the process. All right, and then I need a couple more neutrals, so we'll do 1. Why is that off? I don't know, but I'm just going to keep going because it's possible that by the time these all get actually glued and cinched up together, that'll work itself out. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm going to need you in a minute and you in a minute. Reds, I'm done with you. Thank you for your service. Yellows. I think I'm just about done with neutrals. I just need one more neutral. Okay, well, I can cut that. That's easy. So I'm not going to stress out about this because I think by the time I glue this all down and get it all snugged up, it's all going to work. Okay, so now back to our pattern. So let's do the yellows next. So let's start with the lighter yellows at the bottom. So let's start with our lightest yellow here, because we're kind of altering the, you know what? No, I changed my mind. I'm going to work from the beak. I want to do the beak because the beak, I think, is the most important part. And if you don't get that right, then nothing looks right. So let's do that. So if we look at this pattern here, we have kind of a head, kind of a triangle. Sorry, you know, yeah, three pieces that are dark. And then we go to the beak. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to grab 3 dark pieces. It's just altering on the fly. Whether it works or not, we're going to find out. So I'll grab 2 of those. I like to have options, so I'm cutting more than I need. So I got 2 of those dark. I'm going to take 2 of these that are dark. I think that's the only dark ones I have, really. I have some medium ones that are some dark-ish ones, but I'm going to grab 2 of those. I need 3. What about this guy over here? How dark is he? He's not too dark. But we're going to cut a couple of him too, because we might use him as we go. So we'll cut a couple of these guys, 1 inch and 1 inch. Okay, so now we've got some ones to play with. So let's start with this one. I really like this one for because it's got a little bit of that white in it. And then let's go here. Let's go here. All right, now let's do our beak. So here and here. Okay, now let's continue down the side and let's fill in this rest of this row. Let's do this guy here. And again, not worried that it's going off because it'll snug up. Ah. Tweezers are good. Come on, flip over, dude. Ain't got time to fool with you. Okay, so now we have, okay, I'm liking this. This is super, super cute, super teeny, super cute. But this is going to be good. All right, so now I want some lighter colors here, but then I want a darker color here because then that way you could see the beak. You know what I mean? Because like if you put a light color next to the beak is going to disappear, and we don't want that. We want the contrast of the beak. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. Okay, so then let's put this guy here. And then we're going to do some black dots for eyes. And yeah, he's square. He's perfect. He's symmetrical. But he's a postcard. And he mails. And he's going, hello. Now, the other thing we could do is take out the neutral row, push it up, and do more yellow. I might do that next. Or green. Or orange. Or whatever. Okay, so now, let's start gluing. What do you say? I'm using some art glitter glue. You could use glue stick. I like Uhu because it stays. It stays really well. But you can even use Elmer's. Use whatever you got. Excuse me. So I'm going to kind of just leave everything where it is. I'm not inking anything, which I know, very unlike me. I usually ink everything. But what I might do is remove this whole top row. And then just kind of scooch these guys down just ever so. And if I end up having to cut and trim a little bit because maybe my postcard isn't exactly right, that's okay. That is okay. So this is just playing around with paper scraps and making what I like to call barn quilts. I'm going to raise the camera. I'm going to show you my pumpkins I did last fall. I did a whole series of them. I did like a rainbow. I mailed them out to people and then I framed the rest. I took this frame that I found at a thrift store. So there's one of the pumpkins. I just did them like in a log cabin style, and then there's a green one, and then a teal one, and then a blue. My daughter used to say blue like that. And this is a frame I found at the thrift store. I took the mat that it came in and covered it into some neutral paper, and then these are postcard pumpkins. So it's just fun. And then I just have it hanging up in my studio all the time. Here's another one that I did. This is on a piece of canvas that I got at, Michael's or whatever. And I covered the edges. And then I inked in the edges with some brown distress crayon. But you could use brown paint or whatever. But this is that same kind of log cabin style, but in the 1-inch. The other pumpkins were in the 1/2 inch, which is why I have so many 1/2 inch strips, because I did like, I don't know, a dozen or so of those pumpkins. And I just mailed them out to people as happy fall, y'all, kind of thing. All right, back to gluing. So we're going to glue our neutrals. I don't really need the wax stick. I need them for the 1/2 inch ones, but these 1 inches aren't bad at all. So we are going to have a finished project. I wasn't sure. I turned the camera on. I thought, well, we're just going to kind of see what we get. And see this one? I'm going to show you right here. This one got cut slightly undersized. We don't care. I'll show you why in the end. But we're going to either take a pen, like a little brown felt tip pen, or because I'm using craft paper, I don't mind. Now, when I was doing these the first time I was working on the pumpkins last fall, I did them on white paper and cream colored paper. And you could see every line, every missing piece. But the craft, somehow, it just disappears to the eyeball, which is amazing to me because you wouldn't think so. But I don't tend to see it. Now, maybe we will this time because of the color papers we're using. But see, this one's short too. I must be looking at it sideways when I'm cutting these because I just cut that. Anyway, it's all good. It's off to my side, so maybe I'm not getting it all the way to the edge. It's supposed to be fun. Are we having fun? Yes. Then who cares? I don't. Who cares? I don't. And I'm just following the pattern of my first chick. And I just got this off Pinterest. It's not like I went out and grabbed some graph paper, which I could. but I grabbed a screenshot off of Pinterest of barn quilts. And I said, yep, that's what I want to do. And then I went looking for new icons, you know. So I was looking at, you know, could I do an Easter bunny? Could I do a tulip? The answers are yes and yes. But this chick, like coming at you from the side, just cracked me up. So, all right, now here's the one that I sliced accidentally. And it's kind of askew, or, you know, kind of hanging on there. I think by the time we put some glue on it and put it on the paper, you'll never notice it's there. You'll never notice it. So let's see if we can achieve that. Put the big piece down and then fill in the little piece. And with this glue, you have about 2 seconds to move something into place, and then it is done. So just be aware of that. All right, now let's move on to the red, the rest of this booster comb, I think is what that's called. And don't be afraid to modify an existing pattern, which is exactly what I did. And this little green guy, I'm sorry, but he is absolutely adorable. I'm keeping him. Sorry, sister. I'll do a green chicken for you. Because I know you prefer a green chicken. Well, you like yellow chicks, though, so maybe you would like it like this. I don't know. And if you don't even have yellow paper, what you could do is take some copy paper and get out your craft acrylic paint. Paint some. Yep. Yeah, you could. I think the biggest thing is the color. Start with the darkest color and go light. I think if you can achieve that, you will have, oh, there it is. I was like, where did that yellow go? Probably ought to glue the yellow, the other chick, this one and that one, but I'm going to probably go do another color just so you can see how another color looks. Well, you can see that one, but all right, maybe I'll just glue that green one. Okay, talk me into it. I'll glue the little green guy. Oh, this red's two-sided, so you could really pick which side you like better. We like options, don't we? And yes, I'm going to end up with glue all over me by the time it's all said and done. Don't care. That's what warm soapy wipes for. Go wash a couple dishes and that'll solve that. All right, I'm going to do the red again. You'll notice the red here is going this way and the red here is going that way, if you will. So pay attention to that orientation. It will matter. And then, like I said, we're going to put eyeballs on him at the end, or her. We could name her, too. What should we name her? Gertrude. Beatrice. Beatrice might be good. Or she's yellow. We could, Yolanda. Yellow Yolanda. All right, let's finish up the neutrals going down the side. The hardest part about this whole thing sometimes is the design, figuring out what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, the thinking, the planning, the and then make yourself a dummy or a test, a prototype, whatever. Ah, see? I must not have cut this right because I have a little left hanging over, see? But we can just take our scissors and trim it. It's no big deal. No problem. All right, so I need the other dark piece to go here. The key to this piece is the 3 and then the beak with the 2 colors. And then making sure that on the other side of the beak that you have a darker yellow than the color of the beak. That beak is contrasting with the colors around it. And then I'll probably, when I'm done, take a little matte medium. Think of it like Elmer's glue, but watered down. And I will probably cover it so that when it goes through the mail, it just puts like a nice little coat of protection over top. that hopefully will keep the paper from, because these postcards go through machines and stuff. And yeah, this is not a 4x6 postcard because either that or I can't cut 1 inch, which we've already seen is true. But see, look how you can't see very, you know, it's just, yeah. It kind of doesn't matter. It's not exact. I mean, you don't want to be 1/4 of an inch off, but if it's a little off, it kind of doesn't matter. All right, let's go do the beak. So the top part is dark. And I use the same paper here, and I use the same paper here because I didn't have that many dark yellows. But because I don't put them, you could orient them different so they don't look like they're the same piece or whatever, but it just, use what you got. I did not go buy a single piece of paper. I didn't even go into my stash. I just pulled out my scrap bucket. I didn't go pull out my pads, you know the pads that you're saving for the good project? The good project? I see you. I know who you are. All right, let's see. Well, apparently I can measure 4 pretty well, but 6 is my challenge. All right, now, how did I have these? I think I had this guy here. Yeah, that's about right. You can see the back of this bright. Oh, not sure I would ever have used that, but that's just me. Everybody has a different style, different preference. But there we go. Oop, 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 oop. Wow, that was a big move, big jump. All right. And you can use your trimmer to trim this piece here that's over the edge, or I just use my my spring shears, my shears with the spring in them, because they tend to give me a pretty good cut without having to dig out a trimmer. Oh yeah, super cute. We'll do the green one next so you can see the green one. I'll dot the eyes too. I didn't know if this was going to be a finished project or not. All right, so I'm just going to grab a Sharpie and I'm just going to go bloop, bloop. Nothing major. I'll lift it up so you can see it, and then let me trim this little guy off here. The glue's still a little wet. I'm going to wait a second. And you can make the eyes bigger. Maybe I'll make them a tad bigger, just because the background's so busy. Bloop. Bloop. Well, now how stinking cute is that? I want to know. All right, let's cut this off. And I just use spring-loaded. Fiskars make some. These happen to be Tim Holtz Tonic spring-loaded ones. They're really good for doing any trims like this. You get a real smooth result. Okay. What do we think? And now you have a postcard, and then you can address the back, or you can cover the back in more, another paper, or you can use your postcard stamp, or whatever you like. Super fun. All right, let's do the little green one. All right, now we need the wax stick, which I've mangled to heck. And at some point, you can sharpen this if you need to. The wax will fall off as it's like not viable anymore. All right, come over here, little chickadee. All right, we're going to start with the outside corners. I'm going to cross our fingers that I can do this with all my thumbs. Ooh. All right, let's see about the rest of this. I don't know if I can glue. I think the glue is going to make the wax, when it touches the glue, it's going to make the wax disengage, but maybe it didn't. Ooh, it didn't. Ooh, a lot of glue ooze there, but that's all right, we'll use it. I'm using the smallest of dots, but I still managed to get too much on this paper. Yeah, more glue ooze, but like I said, we'll still use it. Okay. I'm going to have to clean my glass mat when it's done because this glue is going to be dried and stuck to it. But I'm not. Oh, see, I was afraid of that. Disengaged from the wax. That's why the wax thing works, is because as soon as it feels any pressure at all, it disengages. It lets go. Which is great when you're trying to place something, but not great when you're trying to glue something. Which is why tweezers might work better, but it's okay. We're gonna push through. All right, so now we want top down on the red triangles for this part. What if I just did the glue? Ooh, there we go. That might be the answer. Put the glue on the craft paper and then add. Okay, I can live with that. Get out the way, green. And because I am going to come back in here and go over it with a little matte medium, if it's not all glued down exactly perfectly, I'm okay. I'm going to go ahead and just glue this whole square. That might be more efficient. Actually, let's just glue the whole dang strip. Now, you don't want to glue a whole big area because it does dry pretty quickly. So don't get carried away. Yeah. Now, where's my beige? Or my, I don't know. All right, we're going to grab this one. He walked off, my neutral. Now I'm just going to kind of mush it down. All right, so now I'm going to do the beak next. Actually, I'm going to dump all these green off. I don't know who's supposed to go where and what, and I'm getting confused. So let's do the beak next, which means I want my darkest green in this corner, which is this guy. I think we're done with the half triangles for the rooster comb. All right, so we want this guy being these three being the darkest green. So we'll go dark here. Got it. Who do we have up here that was dark? This is why you need to know where you're going. Well, luckily this nozzle, it's got a really fine tip on it, so you can get up under paper if you don't get a corner down or something like this. I don't have hardly any glue down here. All right, what color was I using here? Was it this one? And I hope that was it. It sure doesn't seem dark enough, but well, we're going for it. And then what was my dark? Was it this one? Yep. I don't think that's dark enough, but you know what? I can go over it. I learned that when I was doing my pumpkins. You can come back and just put a square over it and nobody's the wiser. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I don't like that one. I don't like that one there. Now, no one's to know, right? Right. Okay, so then let's put something dark-ish here, here, and here. And then do the super light one here. Gotta get another square because I used one to cover up my let's see. Not sure I like that guy there. I might want to replace him with something a bit more solid because when I go put the eyeball, you're not going to see it. You know? Okay, so then let's put, what about you? Yep. Okay. Alrighty. Let's plug up our glue, put our pen back in it. Let's press everybody down. Everybody take a seat. Ooh, got a big trim job on the back. That's okay. Should have brought you down. I did the rooster combs backwards. Why didn't... Did I do those backwards? I did. I did do them backwards. Holy guacamole. Okay, easy enough to fix. Y'all are probably sitting there going, wait, rooster combs wrong. It's okay. We can fix it. Supposed to be like that. It's just paper. So I was going, man, what is wrong with that? Now I know. Do I have any more reds cut? I don't have any more reds cut. That's easy enough. I have more. We will fix that little situation. Amazing what happened. And I was warning you to do the very thing I did right in front of the camera. Warts and all. That's what this channel is about. Warts and all. Okay. Sharpie. We need some eyeballs. We're going to start small and decide, is it enough or do we need more? I think a little more maybe. Oh yeah, he's cute. And here's our prototype who still isn't glued down, but I'll glue him down. All right, let's go ahead and glue him down while we're here. Let's be done with it. If you're still hanging out, thank you. If you've left a while ago, I sure understand. Let's just get all of them done. And Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear. Now I got to do a couple different other colors. I got to do I think I got to do a turquoise one, maybe an orange one. I don't know. Let's try to do the rooster comb right this time. What do you say? No, I think I got that wrong. I think, is that the wattle? Now that I say all that. Which is the comb, which is the wattle? Isn't the wattle under the chin? Oh, I think it might be under the chin. And the comb might be on the top of the head. Oh, who knows? Somebody knows. Somebody's going to tell me. But I mean, my chicken knowledge has been exhausted. I've reached the end of my chicken Wikipedia in my brain. Sorry, my bracelets keep hitting this glass mat. I used the glass mat today because my normal brown mat is just so... I was just working in browns and it was making my eyes cross because I'm working with the craft paper. Also, I'm probably going to do another one of these postcards, but then move it up and make more chick show and less neutral. But because the color's fun, right? Right. Oh, I was also going to show you where that piece is missing. But you can see it even in the shot right now. Is it jumping out at you? It is not. What are you looking at? You're looking at the red, you're looking at the eyes, you're looking at the beak. You're not looking at that little sliver that's not exactly right. So when your OCD kicks in, just trust the process and keep going. That's the best advice I got. Don't sweat the details when you're just having a little bit of fun with paper. Fun with paper. Paper madness. Mad for paper. Okay, let's do this right. It needs to come, the longest piece is up next to the head and it's going up to a point. It totally makes sense, but I got it turned around. I've done it before with other stuff. I've been doing these barn quilt paper piecings for a while now. I've been doing, you know, like the stars, barn stars. I really like those. And then well, in the past I've sewn them. Like I take them to the sewing machine and I stitch them like they're quilts. But then I decided recently that there are some really cool quilting embossing folders. There's the word. And I thought I might, if I don't do it on a really hard, see, this is something I'm trying to get to go through the mail, so I'm putting it on a pretty decent substrate, this piece of craft stock. But if you use like copy paper or something really thin, a really lightweight cardstock, and or you misted the back of it with a little bit of water, I bet you could run it through your machine, whatever machine you have, with those quilting embossing folders. Sizzix makes a couple. There's some other off brands that make a couple, and somehow I've gone off the road here. I'm running off onto the ditch. Oh well, I'm just gonna get it back on the ditch, back on the road here in a second. But if you run it through that, I wonder how that would look. And that's another one of those I wonder moments. And this is why I turned the camera on today, is because, you know, I have these, what would that be like? I wonder what that would do. And I just think, well, I'll just turn the camera on and we'll explore it together. Because many times I have a decent outcome. Like these chicks. These chicks turned out cute. I'm pretty happy about them. I'll get them in the mail. But sometimes they don't always turn out. Not everything's a winner. Stick it in a box. Come back to it later, or chuck it. It's your choice. I actually like the 4x6 kind of offset than the perfectly centered. This guy and this guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cute. I like them, but I like that too. I'm gonna make another one of those as soon as I finish this guy. I'm not gonna film it. I'll let you try it for yourself if you want. But it is the brain starts going. Ooh. Yep, I have glue all over my hands. First thing I do when I turn the camera off, I'll go wash them, because I can't stand to not be able to feel my fingertips. But I can keep it while I'm doing the project, and then once the project's over, gotta fix it. Even like right now, I'm just like getting it off. This is more real estate to fill when you do 5x5, it feels like, but maybe it's just because I did more of the neutral on the 4x6. Excuse me. I mean, yellow hearts, who would think, but you don't see the hearts when it's on here. you do. And that's what makes it fun. You know, the barn quilts are often done just in solid colors. Say often, they're always done in solid colors. But because they're only painted on the side of a barn, I mean, you just think about it. You're going to climb up there and put swirly doos and polka dots and plaid stripes? No, of course not. So to me, what makes this fun is that it has more of a quilt aspect. Like something to be on your bed. And that's what makes it, that's what makes it fun to me. Nope, I put that guy in the wrong place. Can I pull him up? I just laid him down. Yeah. But at what cost? Alright, you go sit over there and think about what you did. That's why it's kind of good to take a picture and or pick each piece up and glue it back down respectively. But did I? No. Should I have? Probably. Is it the end of the world? It is not. We're going to use it. It's just paper. Here's what the back side looks like, right? Right. Okay. Well, the eyes definitely help these two. I'm sitting here looking at them. Definitely. Got glue on my shirt. Here's your sign not to wear your good shirt. Wow, I really got you. And I can't move him. He is really... I've got a gap going on there. Guess what? Not gonna worry about it. Just not. And you could draw grid on here. You could get super precise. I'm going to say, in the words of the great Tim Holtz, do you. Because I cannot be bothered to be that precise about something that I'm sticking in the mail. It's not that I don't care. It's just that it's going to get marks on it. It's not going in an envelope. It's going to get a little distressed on its way, and I'm embracing the distress. Okay. I'm gonna mash everything down good. Make sure everybody's sticking to everybody. Sticky rice, sticky rice. If you know, you know. All right, let's trim any of these. Okay. And then let's dot the eyes. Okay, again, we're going to start small. We're just going to go in the smack middle. Because the eyes totally tell you what you want to know about this chicken, right? Like, it could be lines, like little slits, or it could be tall, like cats, or it could be big round ones, you know. I think I'm going to kind of make these a tall oval instead of a round one. And if I hate it, I could put 2 new squares there and redraw the eyes, right? Right. Let's make them somewhat twins. They don't have to be twins, but let's get them a little closer to twins here. Okay. Yeah, I think I like the round better. All right. Easy enough to fix that. We'll just make them bigger rounds, right? But you don't know till you try it. At least that's what I tell myself when I go, drat, that didn't work. Well, now I know what I don't like. Okay, yep, I like that better. So we got Papa Bear, we got Mama Bear, and then we got little bitty baby bear. I am sorry, but that is too stinking cute, that little guy is. Okay, well, this is a successful craft with me. Can't promise it's always going to work out like this, but thanks for stopping by and sticking around, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.